Welcome back to the Nameless College Football Show, where we don't have a name or graphics or anything fancy, but we more than make up for that with our inability to speak, our charm, charisma, handsomeness, and entertainment value. I'm your host, Brandon, as always, joined by the captain himself, Captain Petey. Petey, how are you doing?
Doing good, all things considered, from our weekend.
Yes, this was a wild college football weekend.
Yeah, there's a lot on the table this week.
The games were incredible, and people got fired. And we have to start there. James Franklin out at Penn State. Kind of a shock. We were just... Oregon, Penn State were just battling it out, and now he's gone. And they did stink after losing that game, in fairness to him.
They have... losing to Oregon just basically just flushed their entire season down the toilet. They've just gave up. But I did not anticipate them firing him this early. Maybe at the end of the year.
Yeah,
I get it. But he had 3 straight double-digit win seasons, and then all this. They go into overtime with Oregon. They lose to UCLA and then get beat by Northwestern. That's just not. I don't know what's going on with Penn State, but they are living in a different dimension as far as what they think they should be. They are completely delusional.
Yeah, because you kind of wonder. Just made the playoff last year. You mentioned the double-digit win seasons and everything. Who would you even get to replace him that would match what they're thinking by firing him? Like it is disgusting to lose to Northwestern and UCLA. I'm not going to argue against that, but it was just really shocking that we have turned this around so quickly.
Like
where I was hearing they were going to win the Big Ten this year, and now he's fired.
Yeah. It's Penn State has this real lack of self-awareness that's going on, where they don't realize what they were before him. They had it before him was Bill O'Reilly, which just basically was there to weather the storm after the NCAA came down and erased everything with Joe Pa and all that, and kind of settled them down. And then they hire, Franklin, who won at Vandy, which it doesn't seem like that big of a feat today, but back then that was a huge deal. Comes in, slowly builds the program, and then NIL happens, and then they are top 10, every year until 3 weeks ago. They just implode. But I don't know what they think, who are they going to replace him with that's going to be any better, unless you get Nick Saban to come in out of retirement, which is not going to happen. So,
yeah, I'm looking at the history of Penn State. First of all, preseason number 2, which preseason rankings, whatever.
Yeah, those.
But school record 13 wins last year. But they did play a lot more games.
From a national championship appearance.
Yeah, and even Bill O'Brien was not that bad. Like 8-win season, 7-win season before he was gone. But this is very confusing because they have 4 national titles in their school's history, and 2 of them came after the year 1912. Which is when I believe Joe Paterno was in his 3rd year as head coach.
Yeah. It's the entire most of Joe Paterno's tenure was not them winning national championships. It was them just being slightly better than mediocre, in the Big Ten being disgustingly terrible. So, beating up on bad Big Ten teams. And no one ever gave him shit about it.
No. They remind me of Syracuse basketball, where they had Jim Boeheim there forever, and he won, I think he was there like 50 years, and he won 1 national title. And like, okay. And that clearly is not the landscape of college coaching today, as we see, because they got rid of James Franklin after he made the motherfucking college football playoff. I don't know. I'm not some big James Franklin fan. Like, he was a ding dong for hitching his wagon to Drew Aller, who stinks.
Yeah.
But they did not look terrible against Oregon by any means. I mean, that defense is always incredible.
Still, at that point, looked like a top 10, maybe top 5 team. They had a stellar defense, just struggled offensively like they have for forever. But that's just their MO.
That's their thing. Yeah.
So
it's just really, really confusing. I cannot wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
Some of the names I've seen floated.
There's been a few.
Matt Rule, who was a Penn State alum. I saw a Marcus Freeman one today, which I cannot imagine happening.
I don't know why.
I don't think you go from Notre Dame to Penn State.
Yeah, that seems like a step down.
They're very similar programs.
Similar, but they're hard. It's harder for them to get into the playoff at Penn State, I would assume.
Yes.
Like I said.
So I don't think he does that. I did see a Saban rumor. Like, maybe we can lure him, which kind of tells you the level of delusion that we could be dealing with. And I've been wrong plenty of times before, publicly too. And I don't mind that, but I cannot imagine Nick Saban retiring from Alabama to coach Penn State.
Part of this atmosphere.
No.
He doesn't like NIL. He hates it so much that if he wanted to be coaching, he would just tell DeBoer to go away and go right back to Alabama. But there's just no way that's going to happen. There's 2 other names I've seen pop up, and I don't know if you've heard about them, but I was just scrolling through Instagram earlier.
Yeah.
One of them was our arch nemesis, Brian Kelly, which makes no sense to me, but hey.
Okay.
Whatever. Maybe he can win at Penn State. I don't know how he's going to do better than Franklin.
God. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck with that one.
And then, what's his name? Fran at Syracuse.
Brown.
Yeah. Like somebody asked him whether or not he would be interested in the job, and he's just like, "Why are you even asking me this right now? It's probably even less than 24 hours since it broke."
Yeah. If I'm him, I probably do take that job. He is the closest. Syracuse, you got to get out of Syracuse football.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm getting at.
You're never winning anything at Syracuse. At best, you're going to be top 4 ACC team.
Very similar to Franklin leaving Vanderbilt. Like, you got to get out of Vanderbilt. That's why Penn State should just go hire Clark Lee.
That's about to say. Speaking of Vanderbilt, I did see his name floated out there too.
That's the correct thing. There should be a partnership where Vandy is developing future Penn State coaches from now until the end of time.
And
just do that.
I am Clark Lee, and I realize that Diego doesn't have a 13th year of eligibility yet. I might take it, even though I think he's an alum, Vandy alum, but he's probably never going to win anything. This is Vandy's year of winning anything.
This is it, yeah.
They will never have another chance. So enjoy it while it lasts, Vandy. But yeah, I do. Clark Lee is a good coach.
He is really good.
Also, Franklin was a very good coach. So do with that what you will, Penn State. Apparently, good is not good enough.
Yeah, I don't understand. But it wasn't the only firing. We also have the Trent Dilfer firing at UAB.
Yeah.
Which was a mistake from the jump because he had no head coaching experience outside of high school football.
Yeah.
And he was a very angry man. I remember seeing a clip of him like just chewing out high school kids on the sideline, like about to assault them. And UAB was like, well, he's a big name. This was kind of when, you saw a lot of programs when Dion first had success at Jackson State. I'm pretty sure this was like, okay, we're going to hire a former player and see what happens.
Except at UCLA,
and it was like Trent Dilfer does not have the charisma of a Deion Sanders.
No.
I was going to say Dion has more charisma in his pinky toe, but sadly,
he doesn't have any.
they've cut his pinky toes off. But he did before. I mean, it still might be accurate because Trent Dilfer has no charisma. I cannot imagine wanting to go play for that man.
Dion's is just pinky toe is just not existent, so you can't.
That's true. Yeah. So that was a mistake from the jump, and then.
But UAB is like other than when they tried to cancel the football team.
Yes.
Like 10, 15 years ago when they were like, they realized football pays for everything else.
Yes.
They've been since then. They have been realistically good for their league. They were always in contention for whatever. I don't know what they're in now.
They are American now, but they were Conference USA.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought it was Conference USA.
They went like the typical cycle where you would, back in the day, kids, you would recruit, and then when your recruiting class became seniors, you would be good, and then you would just start the cycle over and over again. There were no real transfers or anything, and they would do that. That's what you did as a smaller school, and they were good at it. And even like you said, recently, after they tried to shut the program down, they have made, 5 bowl games between when they came back in 2017 and 2022. So that's pretty good. You just miss one bowl game there. Like,
yeah, I mean, one of those is their COVID year, so who knows what.
Yep, that was the year they missed. So if COVID doesn't defeat them that year, you're looking at 6 straight bowl games.
Yeah, and then you hire Trent Dilfer, and you just eat it back.
Never again.
Yeah.
But what an asshole! And the big news for us, South Carolina firing offensive line coach Lonnie Teasley after the loss to LSU, which we will talk about more later.
Yeah.
But how many backflips did you do when you got the news?
Oh, I think I broke my back again, but it's just like, but I mean, how did we not do this weeks ago, especially after a bye week, when we have seen all year just continuous garbage on the offensive line?
That is a very good question.
How are you this bad for this long and continue to get worse? And then it takes, true Beamer fashion, it takes 10,000% confirmation that it is time to move on from somebody before he actually takes any action. And I don't know what the future holds. It can't get any worse, I don't suppose, unless we get 27, false starts on the center instead of 23. I can't imagine it getting any worse, but I've been wrong before.
Yeah, with this program, I saw a couple of things online where this was not necessarily a Beamer decision either. This was like a booster.
Of course, it wasn't. Yeah.
AD decision, because he notoriously doesn't fire anybody, and this kind of goes along with some more stuff that I saw from former players. And I think some current players too. Everyone loves Lonnie Teasley as a person. Like, I'd never seen a man. Yeah.
I love him all day long. Just love him from a different sideline. It's just.
It was just such an outpouring. People couldn't believe it. Now, cynically, I think to myself, well, if you love him so much, you probably should have gone out there and tried to save his job a little better than you did on the field. But he seems like. I want to go on the record, the Nameless College Football Show, confirming Lonnie Teasley, probably a fantastic guy. However, he's the opposite of Trent Dilfer. However, we do have to block for our quarterback and running backs. Yeah. That is important.
We have the best quarterback we've ever had, and we're going to get him murdered. There will be a manslaughter charges brought up against the offensive line because they just allowed Sellers to get annihilated all game. And if they don't
see you in court, Boaz.
Yeah, I mean, there should have been so many sacks. Sorry, we'll get into that later.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, in order of rankings, I saw an outpouring of positivity towards Lonnie Teasley. I saw kind of a mix towards James Franklin. Just complete shitting on Trent Dilfer, awful person. So that was very funny to me because, Trent Dilfer does seem to suck. In terms of these coaching moves, and we can even look back to the coaching moves we've had, Virginia Tech, Oregon State, UCLA. Tell me, which one has the most immediate impact, the biggest impact 5 years from now, and which one has the biggest chance of being a mistake?
Ooh, I mean, I think they're all going to be the same one, though. Is that allowed?
Ooh, it is allowed. We can do anything here.
I mean,
Trent Dilfer can't stop us.
I mean, biggest impact, biggest mistake 5 years. It's going to be the firing of Franklin, because I mean, you have a team that's up here, that he got them there. Who are they going to replace him with? That's going to take them even higher than that. And then, if that guy doesn't come in immediately and win games or get them to a national championship, in their opinion, what's going to happen to him? They'll just be in a perpetual cycle of firing people. But they're at where there's a lot more down that they can go versus up that they can do. So 5 years from now, the odds of anyone being better than Franklin are extremely low.
Yes, just looking at the AP postseason top 25, Franklin had 5 top 10 finishes since 2014. To go back and find the 5 previous ones, you'd have to go back
80s,
1994, I believe, if I'm counting correctly, from 94 to 2009.
Yeah.
Were 5 top 10 finishes.
These are really good numbers that you are going to now have to try to replicate and then do better than.
Yep, had not had a top 10 finish since 2009. So that was an interesting decision. Very funny.
Yeah.
Love to see it. What other games caught your eye this past weekend, Petey?
I mean, Oregon and Indiana. That was a very boring game to watch. But I really learned a lot about Indiana in that game, because this is the first I've watched them play anything. Because it's the first time they weren't playing Delaware State or something. So takeaways from that game: Mendoza is a very good quarterback. Not elite. But
big fucking nerd though. Wow.
Yeah.
Woo.
That guy he's got to throw to. Surratt is good, and that defense at Indiana is for real. They smothered Oregon. They beat him up front, and then Aiden Fisher, number 4, he is always on the ball.
Motherfucking monster.
I've never seen
not a
him
nerd
on every tackle. They held Oregon to 64 yards in the second half.
That is incredible, because we thought, and we weren't crazy, I don't think, to think this, that it was going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. And the fact that it wasn't, and that Indiana was the team that won a defensive struggle.
Yeah.
I really have not been able to process this at all. It's wrecked what I thought was reality.
They go into Autzen Stadium and beat Oregon by 10 points. More, and this is not supposed to happen in Indiana ever.
No.
I mean, Mendoza did, and it should have been worse, because Mendoza had a pick 6 in this game. But also, in my hit on this, because I saw it multiple times, Oregon just refuses to run a 2-minute offense where they can throw to the sidelines. They throw get out of bounds. It's just I don't know what is it. And I saw it also with Temple. Who's coaching these quarterbacks to throw it when you have under a minute left in the game, you throw the ball 8 or 9 yards downfield in the middle of the field, don't get a first down, don't have any timeouts left, and you just keep dinking it, dunking it. When you need to get into the end zone now, I don't know what their problem, if they were scared to throw an interception, but guess what? If you can't win the game if you don't throw the ball downfield. That's just the one time it happens.
Yes, very funny. The final drive for Oregon, I've pulled up the play-by-play. Moore completed 4 passes. The longest completion he had was for 8 yards.
Yeah.
That's
didn't even
not good.
attempt a downfield throw.
No. Like 3 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards, 6 yards, a couple of incompletions mixed in there. And that's one of those things where I always wonder too, like, yes, a coach needs to be on you if you keep doing this. But also, did you play any football video games?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my experience is football video games, and you throw it to the sideline and you at least try to get a first down too. I don't understand. You need 2 scores.
Right. And also, if your guy is down the field covered up, just throw it out of bounds.
Yes.
Don't throw it to
Don't
check down. There is no check down in this situation.
No. That's a pet peeve of mine too. When I see a check down, and if I'm, especially to a fucking running back, man, and you check it down to a running back, and the running back does not just swat the ball out of bounds.
Right.
I would just be swatting the shit out the ball. I would look like Mutombo out there. It would be crazy because you can't do anything with that. It's so stupid. And this is why coaches are getting fired left and right.
Like, bro, you came to me with 22 seconds left, and we're on the 20-yard line. What do you think? What's going on?
Can you not tell time? I don't understand. No, great point. That is just infuriating. That Indiana defense had 6 sacks. I was kind of wondering when the wheels would fall off the Dante Moore show, because there were a couple games I've watched with Oregon. Penn State, his numbers were good, but there were a couple of throws and decisions where I was like, oh, shit. And they fell off this week, unfortunately for them. Did you also happen to check out the Bama game?
I did. I watched probably most of this game.
Bama, Missouri.
Yeah, and it really was just the Alabama. Missouri's strong suit is getting to the quarterback, and they did that for a lot of the game. And when it mattered, Ty Simpson had time, and he made him pay for it. Also, Missouri's kind of their weakness on defense is their DBs, much like the Gamecocks.
Yep. We know that.
Still way better than us, but, it's just, yeah. It was a very good game. Pretty evenly matched teams, but just Alabama just a little bit better. Also, Purdue had a chance to win this game and just forced the ball. I think he had 2 picks in the last drive, or maybe it was a couple drives before that. But he had a couple key turnovers. Last one to end the game is basically just he forced it to the seam route when he had 2 other guys wide open. That would have gone for big yardage. So I don't know. Alabama is probably the clear favorite in the SEC right now.
Yes. My favorite part, I think it was on this last interception, when one of the guys that was open is losing his shit watching this ball float into a defender's arms. Just could not believe the ball not only did not come to him, but is clearly headed towards someone on the other team.
Yeah.
Like, that is such a valid crash out. And
it wasn't like he was being pressured on that play.
No.
Yeah.
He just pooped his pants.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I was very impressed with Bama's ability to shut down Hardy, the running back. I think he had like 50-something yards.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what they did. They came into the game plan. It's like, we're just going to not let you run the ball.
Yep.
And make Pagula make a mistake, and he did. So, it's just not the same old Alabama that we're used to seeing under Saban, but it's still a very viable scheme.
Yep, not bad. Yeah. So, real quick, we are at the midpoint of the season. We will run through Petey's playoff picture, the triple P's here.
Yeah.
Couple of big losses, as we talked about. Petey, number 1.
Ohio State.
Number 2.
Miami.
Number 3.
Still got Ole Miss.
Number 4.
And a little bit of a jump. Indiana.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Alabama.
Number 6.
Vandy.
Very good. Number 7.
Texas Tech.
Very interesting altercation at the end of that game in regards to the tortillas.
I missed that. I haven't watched any of their games, but
Kansas, who's it? Leopold is Kansas's coach. He was very angry that they were throwing tortillas at the players.
Isn't that the thing now? Like, I mean,
if to me, if you get beat that badly, 42-17, tortillas should be the least of your concerns. Yeah, like if a tortilla is taking you out, then y'all need to go ahead and get back to the Oklahoma drills and stuff. So
that was a name I saw coming up for the Penn State too. It was Leopold. I did not imagine that being a possibility because I've not seen enough of him to really think that was anything worth considering.
How many Mexican restaurants do they have in Happy Valley? I guess would be the question there.
I don't know.
Yeah. Welcome to Moe's. Okay. Number 8.
Georgia.
Number 9.
Oregon.
Very good. Still in it. Okay. Everyone calm down.
Still in it.
A couple of weeks, they'll fire Dan Lanning.
I mean, it's really. What if it could come down to like a 3-way tie with for the going into the Big Ten championship game?
That would be fun. Okay. Number 10.
Texas A&M.
Interesting.
I think I had them as a. They were barely in it last time.
Yeah,
so
still hanging on.
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't know about them, but they've won games.
They've won all their games, no matter what kind of game you want to play. They can do it. After them, we've got Tennessee. Tennessee's still hanging around. They only got one loss to Georgia. They have a favorable for the SEC remaining schedule. The SEC, they've got a very favorable schedule left. Their defense is a bit of a liability, but they can still put up points.
Yes, and the group of 5 spot you think will go to?
My best guess, and it looks like I'm going to be right, is probably Memphis. They seem to be the most dominant, group of 5 team out there at the moment. They did take down Arkansas, an SEC school, who took Tennessee to the limit this past weekend. Granted, that was not when they beat them. They was under Sam Pittman. So a little different, but Tulane is still in the mix. And then we've got a game this weekend, Boise and UNLV, that will decide probably the Mountain West.
Very good transition. Let's start there. I'm guessing this is your best non-Big Ten SEC game, Boise and UNLV. Rematch of last year's Mountain West Conference Championship game.
Yes. Yep. And Boise does not have Ashton Jeanty anymore, so they have gone for the most part untalked about this year.
Yep.
Because they do have 2 losses against Notre Dame and USF, 2 very good teams.
Yep.
So that's what it is with them. So, but they are still undefeated in their conference. They have a big time matchup this weekend with UNLV. UNLV undefeated as well. But from what I saw, Boise is a 11-point favorite.
Yes.
At home.
Big time favorite. UNLV hasn't really played anybody. They beat UCLA. I think that was the one that ended Deshaun Foster's career is when they beat them, if I'm not mistaken. Really good running back. They got the transfer quarterback, Calandria, who has been good, but a lot of new faces compared to what we saw last year between these 2 teams. But I do think, as you're saying, I think this will be a very good game to watch. Your most exciting game?
Most exciting is probably going to be LSU Vandy. As we saw LSU play this past weekend, they are garbage on offense.
Yes, very much.
And Vandy is just fun to watch. So I think LSU goes to Vandy. LSU, that's probably going to be the best defense that Vandy's faced this year. So we'll see how Diego comes out and whether or not he still has his head on his shoulders. But because he likes to run the ball so much. But yeah, he's this is going to be for the number 3 spot in the SEC.
So with Diego Pavia being 37 years old and playing college football and what he's done for Vandy's program, I think it's time to allow these college programs to draft one backup NFL player a year. And you can spend as much money as you want on that player. And if you want Joe Flacco to come at 40 years old and run your offense, there you go. But you do have to commit to the player for 4 years. So you could be having 44-year-old Joe Flacco, but I'm all about the one grown man per team rule.
That sounds it. Yeah, I like it.
I think we got to do it. We got to spice things up.
There's that one guy at South Carolina State who's like 56 or something.
Yeah.
You know,
even better. The older, the more money. Let's see. Okay, there's got to be a cap on the NIL, so I have to revamp this a little bit. So there is a cap.
Yes,
it can be equivalent to their NFL salary, but the older you get, then the more money you get to spend on them.
Ooh.
So if you want to go really old, and maybe, I'm not saying I would enjoy it, but maybe we see a man pass away of old age on the field.
You get Brett Favre in there.
Yeah. Yeah. And you get to, for him, you get to pay him the equivalent of all the money that he stole from the state of Mississippi.
Yeah. He should have to play for free at Mississippi State.
Yes, that should be it.
That's just funny.
You got to make it up to the people of the state. You want to steal from everyone who's on welfare so that you can build your daughter a volleyball stadium?
Yeah.
Well, get ready to take a couple snaps, buddy. So I'm glad we solved that problem. That was fairly easy. I don't know why no one else has done that. All right, and the most important game for the playoff picture.
Most important game for the playoff picture is going to be BYU and Utah. So they're both ranked, but BYU and Utah seem to be the 2 best contenders can go up against Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship. Utah, I would say Utah's probably better, but BYU just for some reason wins games. I don't know what to tell you. So playoff implications, it's those 2. Which one of those 2 make it to? Because ASU has just fallen off. I don't know. They lost. Scatterboo got drafted, so he's no longer there. So the heart of that team's gone, and they just can't run over people anymore with him. So it's Texas Tech and whoever else.
Yes, I agree. This one's going to be good because it's got the Battle of Utah and no caffeine and everything going into it too. So
is this an actual named rivalry?
I was looking for a name for it. I have not found a name for it yet. I don't know.
State or something.
We should be able to come up with something at some point. I'm stupid. Of course it has a name. The Holy War.
Oh, right.
It's the Holy War. I don't know why I forgot that. It's definitely the Holy War. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I don't think of Utah as particularly holy. I think of it more as...
I think they're a bit more liberal than BYU is.
Yeah. Well, aren't we all? So that's going to be a good one. The Holy War. We will see what happens. You know what they don't have out there in Utah? These wonderful ocean noises that I'm hearing. That's right. It is time for the Gamecock Football Captain's Log, brought to you by Morris Island Charters. You want a lovely cruise of the low country waters. You will find Captain Petey, and he will take you on a cruise in exchange for money. Just want to be clear, no free cruises. So, Petey, as we've touched on, fired offensive line coach Lonnie Teasley after the game last week in which we lost 20-10 to LSU. First offensive snap, I believe, was a fumbled snap recovered by LSU.
So maybe you saw it and I didn't, but for some reason on my TV it said that the game kept getting pushed later and later, was not visible until I saw y'all saying, "Oh God, what happened?" in the text thread.
Yeah.
So I missed that. And then I saw, when I finally found it, it was on, LSU was on like our 3-yard line. And then I think they fumbled it in the end zone, right? And we picked it up.
So yes, that was actually a later drive because we got the ball back. They kicked a field goal after that drive.
Yeah.
Then we got the ball back and marched down for the sole purpose of trying to attempt our own field goal, 47-yarder that never had a prayer. Like Joyce kicked it directly to his right, I believe.
The most God, I mean, it was
very Muschamp-y.
Yeah, is there a single shining light about this team at all that I can point to and say there's something? We've got something there, but kicking is not one of them. Running the ball is not one of them. Offensive line is not one of them. Passing the ball is not one of them. I don't know what to tell you. The playing for the field goal is absolutely ridiculous, especially with the state of our kicker. It lets us a point after attempt. Why are we even thinking about kicking the ball? I don't know. Like typically we have very good kickers, and I've become accustomed to that. Not so much now. I don't know what
from Spartanburg County, just like you, William Joyce. Not very trustworthy. I do agree. I think that was. It's just being so conservative was the big crime here.
Yeah, you cannot beat LSU being conservative.
No, and
not at LSU.
I think
there's plenty of chances. This should have been a blowout.
Yeah, I think the frustrating thing is that a normal football team wins this game because LSU was terrible.
A competent.
Yeah, well, that's a much better word for it. Yes.
Competent football team wins this game. I have never seen so many false starts from a center.
Yes.
How?
Yes.
The announcers were so even confused. They're like, dude, they're like, you control the ball. If you
sure, it's on you, buddy.
Just snap it. I mean, how are you going to flinch? If you flinch, snap the ball. Then it looks like you actually did it on purpose. But Jesus Christ, what the odds that the ball is in your hands and you have a false start? It should be impossible. And we have done it. We probably have set the record. I mean, the record was probably before this, but I think we have set the record as far as being unobtainable in the future. No one else will ever be this bad at center false starts. So there's one thing that we are number one at, and it is false starts on the center. So no one will ever take that away from us. We will have it until the end of time.
Hang the banner.
Put it.
I'm excited. Any of the bright spots were immediately negated by stupidity. Like
false starts, terrible blocking. Just okay. It's a manageable third down, 3rd and 5. False start, back it up. False start again, back it up another 5 yards. Now let's just have 3 false starts in a row. I don't know what.
Very very sad. I'm thinking also of our guy Matt Fuller with his 72-yard touchdown run.
And then never touching the ball again?
Correct.
That seems like a real good idea. The guy who has given us any kind of semblance of a rush game the entire year?
I'm trying to see when he came back in after that.
4th quarter?
Because it was just jarring that a man would do this and then you would not use, like he was not used for sure.
And I thought he was on the rest on that run too, but he's got more speed than I thought he did because he pulled away at the end.
So that touchdown came at the end of the 1st quarter. He did not play at all in the second quarter, which seems ill-advised. When did he get another? This is crazy.
All right.
That's on someone, and that was damn Beamer answering questions about it at the post-game press conference. Okay, he got a rush in with 11:23 to go in the third quarter. He got another run finally. But Beamer talking about it in the press conference, like, yeah, we should have got him the ball. I was telling him, hey, we got to get him the ball, and we just didn't get him the ball. Well, whose job is it to make sure that y'all get him the ball, if not for the head coach? I don't understand.
This is the same rhetoric every week since Beamer's been hired. It's always, we got to get X player the ball. Why is he not getting the ball? Every year, it's this guy needs to get the ball. It's my job to get him the ball. He doesn't get the ball. I don't know what else to say. This is not a well-run organization.
No.
You've got impact players who don't see the field, and it is bonkers.
Yeah,
it makes you feel like we're not as bad as we really are if we would just get our best players on the field.
And you're right. That's been the story of the Beamer tenure, and I don't understand how it is still a thing, especially like you see James Franklin getting fired.
Yeah.
And you see Cignetti turning around Indiana in 2 seasons. Not even in 2 seasons, honestly.
One. They lost, one game last year before the playoff?
And it's like, how is this possible? Like, why are we still sticking with the same thing over and over again? Why are changes not being made? Like, if changes aren't going to be made on the field or how we operate or the type of offensive coordinators we hire, why are we still sticking with this? It is insane. I don't get it.
I'm totally out on Beamer. This is just perpetual mediocrity in the making because we are getting better talent than we should, but we're not utilizing them in the way they're meant to be used forever.
Yeah.
This is the entire story all the way through, and even back to Muschamp. I don't know. It's like there's a curse on this team.
Yeah.
Somebody stepped on a black cat's tail 50 years ago or something. It's just.
And this is the price we have to pay.
Yeah.
Because I even came away from the game feeling okay about our defense. Was that mostly LSU's offense? Probably.
Yeah.
But our defense they forced turnovers and everything.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't take advantage of it. And the worst part is you knew we weren't going to take advantage of it. Like every time we went out there, you knew. It was Sellers threw for 124 yards.
And
he ran for 19.
Yeah. He had so many times he threw I don't know why he can't throw the ball away. He can't figure that out. When he does throw the ball away, he's still in the pocket. But Jesus, can we give him any kind of blocking? Also, get him on the perimeter. Get him moving. Drop back pass and throwing with him is not going to work, especially when you give him nobody to block for him. You're going to get him murdered.
Yeah.
Unalived in an unusual fashion.
He's been sacked 19 times this season. That's including missing the game to injury, the Vandy game when he went out early too. He's thrown for more than 200 yards twice. Everything under that has been 153 and below. Yeah. It does not feel like this is a kid that is progressing with this coaching staff. And any play that is made that is positive has just been he's made something out of nothing. It's not been by design at all.
Yeah. I mean, he has no trust in his offensive line. Why should he?
Yeah.
So how is he going to get any kind of make any reads or think about what he's doing other than surviving to the next play without getting his head removed from his body?
Yeah, and I don't understand, and I am very tired of the same thing over and over again because it is like even the good seasons we finish the season strong, but we always start off every season like shit.
Yeah.
Like we don't know what's going on. We did not know the season was even starting. And then by November, we might figure something out and finish on a hot streak. But it should not take that, especially when the schedule is this backloaded.
Yes. And this week is our best chance to win another SEC game because it will not happen. We will.
Yeah,
This is
so
the best opportunity.
let's talk about it. It will be Saturday, 12:45 in Columbia. I am going to attempt to be there myself to see it in person because I love punishing myself in such a way.
Certainly do.
Oklahoma coming off a very ugly loss in the Red River rivalry, they're calling it now. It was the shootout back when I was growing up. But it's just a rivalry, not a shootout. That has changed the state of the country that they did that. You're right. It is our best chance to win. One thing that I think should be a red flag for Sooner fans is after the loss to Texas last week, they were asking Brent Venables about how terrible the offense was because it was terrible. And he basically waved it away and was like, well, if our defense had been better, we would have won the game. And I hate when coaches do this. Your defense gave up 6 points. I mean, they gave up 23 points. Your offense scored 6 points.
Yeah.
There was no way you're going to win a game scoring 6 points. You're not going to win it 6-0.
Halftime, up 6-3.
Yes.
Like, how much more do you want the defense to do? They can't play the entire. This is not Iowa. They can't play the entire game for you.
No.
Like, I mean, I get Mateer is still hurt. He had surgery on his thumb.
He played like it too. My goodness.
Yeah, but still, you can not expect to win a game in the SEC putting up 6 points.
No, not if your starting quarterback is not going to throw a touchdown. He's going to throw 3 interceptions.
Yeah,
you're not going to win the game. You're not going to win the game.
Let him rest some more. Maybe he'll be better next week. But
yeah, I just don't understand that thinking. Yeah. You cannot ignore any phase of a football game.
Yeah,
to put that on your defense, even though you're Mr. Big Defensive Coordinator man, that is just so stupid. That's just so stupid. So hopefully we can take advantage of this man's stupidity. Is there anything offensively that scares you about them? I know their defense is good.
Can we get the ball out in time and not get Sellers murdered?
Yeah. That's basically what it's going to come down to.
I mean, Oklahoma has got a great defense. That's never been in question. Can they score points? Their offense is going to have a lot easier time scoring points this week versus what they did last week.
Yeah,
because we can put on a rush, but whether or not we can cover my downfield is going to be very questionable. So we have to hit him early and often.
Oklahoma is second in the nation in points allowed, allowing just 9.8 per game. This is going to be something. So,
yeah,
it's time to ask the Dolphins how they feel. The spread opened up Oklahoma as a 4.5-point favorite. They are now a 5.5-point favorite. ESPN has them as a 55% chance to win. Where are the Dolphins putting their entertainment porpoises?
So we have a game every year that we should not win, based purely on nothing. And this is probably going to be that game. Just because they're coming to us. Mateer is not looking good. We just fired our offensive line coach, so maybe that was the spark that we needed. Sorry, someone's calling me for a tour.
He's a busy man.
Yeah.
It'd be you.
Could be. I want to go out in the water versus watch this game because it's going to be ugly.
Yes.
And what happens is probably, I think it's just going to be turnovers. Is what's going to happen. it'll be for no good reason we're going to win this game. So put your tail flins and flippers on the Gamecocks this week. As much as I don't want to say that, I think so.
Yep, I agree. I think our defense scares me, but they do have a knack for big plays. On both, like they'll give them up and they will make them themselves sometimes. I think they are more likely to make a big play and maybe get us a touchdown or two this week against such an abysmal offensive team. So I'm going to have to agree with the Dolphins. Petey, if someone wants to blow up your phone, like we just heard, where can they find you for a tour of the Low Country Seas?
MorrisIslandCharter.com. Call me, text me, 843-608-8006. Email me at MorrisIslandCharters@gmail.com. Find me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm around.
He is around. All right, that will do it for this week. We will see you next week.
Ahoy.
Yips.